Everything's going to.
Big buddy. How you doing, young man? Cowboys fan? Yep. Are you? Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, little buddy. I appreciate that. Can you hear me all right, folks? I hope so. I've been having a hard time hearing all night. Thanks so much for having me here. I'm going to switch over. And, that's better. Yeah. I don't necessarily have the best hearing in the world, and Jim hadn't really said anything I really needed to hear tonight, but funny man. You're funny. Little skinny guys are always funny, aren't they? Thank you so much. Mr. Wolf, thank you, sir, for being here and letting me join you at the table. Mr. Schinkel for winning Mr. Wolf's award tonight. That's kind of cool. All of you, big brothers, big sisters, thank you. I looked at your list of speakers, pretty impressive. I don't know if any of us can speak. I think we're just here as celebrities, honestly, but tonight you're going to get a speech like you've never heard before because I've been digging and prepping and studying, and tonight I'm laying it out, about 15 minutes of the best stuff I got. Please say hello to my wife, Tammy. Tammy, will you stand up, babe? There you are. I've always lived by the kind of a creed that you ought to have fun in everything you do. I sat up here. I've been sitting down there listening what's going on up here tonight, and it's a sombering effect, the fact that we're the big brothers and big sisters and trying to help young people have an outlook, a mentor to look up to, help them get through life. And you sit there and you realize, really, no matter if you are a 4-time Super Bowl winning quarterback, and no matter what you've accomplished, seriously, folks, what I've done is nothing compared to all of you out there that have volunteered to help a young person see what life is really all about through the eyes of someone who cares, who loves, who lives that life, who is a person of faith. And I applaud you because my role up here is really a secondary, if not a third. I'm just really just here to have fun with you. Also, for those of you, the Steeler game, we talked about the Steeler game against the Tom Brady. I am the original TB, as you all know, TB. And my wife's a whole lot better looking than his wife because she don't need to put extensions in her hair. She don't need liposuction. What else can I come up with? She don't need makeup. My wife can fish. She can catch crappie. She noodles, which means she catches fish with her hands, catfish. My wife can ride a horse. My wife can brand cattle, birth horses. My wife has goats. My wife has alpacas. My wife has 6 dogs. We have 2 cats. Thelma and Louise, who she taught them to learn their name, and they know their name, which is shocking. We raise Black Rock chickens, Rhode Island red chickens. My wife does all these. She can dig worms, grub worms. She can de-lice cattle. My wife can fly a plane. She skydives. She's a bodybuilder. She was in the Olympics. I think I'm through lying. But I do have an incredible wife. And I've had a few ladies tonight have talked about you'd like to hook up with me when this one's over with. And for you mean, nasty women, this one, not only have I got a gorgeous wife, but she got a lot of money and she's beautiful and I'm going nowhere. So for you gals whose husbands didn't hear you say that to me on the sly, shame on you. Good to be here in Fort Wayne. I think we ought to have fun. Yeah. Fort Wayne. My wife and I live in Thackerville, Louisiana. Oklahoma. We live right on the Red River. We're ranchers. We raise Brangus cattle, Angus cattle, Gray Brahman cattle. We raise registered quarter horses. We have about 170 or 80 of those. We show horses around the country. And I work for Fox Sports. I played for Pittsburgh for 14 years in the NFL. I've had a great life. I'm soon be 70 years old, September 2nd of this year. What year? Every year, September 2nd. So life is good. And I have never been one to look at life and not say, life is good. from Louisiana, learned all about how to treat people, grew up with love, unlike a lot of these young people tonight that are looking for someone to help them, a big brother or a big sister. I grew up with love. I got a great mom. I got a great dad. I got great brothers. I got great uncles, great aunts. I learned how to build a barbecue pit in the side of a ditch using tomato cans. Nobody in here knows how to do that. When I was a young kid, I picked cotton. When I was a little bitty boy, my grandfather taught me how to ply a team of Clydesdales named Tony and Shorty. And I used to hang on them and fall asleep on them. And it always worried me that he would run over me. And then sometimes I'd get behind those Clydesdales with a Mrs. Tucker lard can. And as that plow would go across the ground and turn those grub worms up, I'd pick those worms up, all of them, put them in that bucket. And by the end of the week, when we'd come home after church on Sunday, my grandfather, if I had a lot of worms, would take me to the creek and teach me how to fish. So now I'm saying my grandfather, but my father was awesome too. It's just that I spent the summers with my grandfather, and those are my fondest times. Everything's ever happened to me in life, I've never been one to say, oh, this or oh, that. My mom was great, and my dad was great. Maybe I didn't turn out so good, but I tell you, I got nobody to blame for myself if things didn't go well. God calls everybody to do something. The priest was up here earlier. I never caught on yet to Catholic prayers. I didn't know we were through praying. We were through. I'm Baptist. Oh, God, Father, oh, Jesus in heaven. Right now. That's what I was waiting on. Have a healing tonight. Pass the plate. God calls everybody to do something. Doesn't matter what it is you do, God calls everybody. The Bible says, be still and listen. God will speak to your heart. You have to act on it. I'm a firm believer in that. I was blessed to be a football player, but I was not blessed to be successful early in my life. And one thing I've found out is big brothers and big sisters, and if you just look at the folks that are here tonight, and you look at we all have needed somebody. None of us have ever accomplished anything without somebody. Big brother, a big sister, a great mom, a great dad, a coach, a player, an owner. Whatever it was in life, we all have needed somebody. My center, Mike Webster, God bless him, he's in heaven right now. Hall of Famer, 5'1". I made my living putting my hands under another man's butt. Can I have an amen? That's Baptist. Hey, yo, can I have an amen? There you go. Get into it. Get into it. Thank you, sister. I encourage everybody in here before you leave tonight, grab a buddy. Grab a partner. One of you bend over. Slap your hands up underneath the cheeks of that butt. Bark out whatever. And get a feeling how natural that is. That's not how God intended man to make a living. That's why, being a Baptist, I had no problems putting my hands under a sinner. Because we root. We get down in there. Not a problem. Just slide. Get on in there. But I had no problem. Catholics, y'all won't do that because y'all been raised better. See, kids back when I was growing up, like a lot of you, we had to go outside, right? We didn't get to stay in the house. We had to go outside. First thing you did after you had breakfast, you got your butt kicked outside, and you stayed outside all day long. That's why I have skin cancers every year and have to go get them operated on. I was kicked outside. We sat outside and blistered all day long. 16, 18 hours outside. We never got to come inside the house. We drank water out of the sewage when we were thirsty. We didn't get to go inside the house because Mama was waxing the floors. That's right. Now kids, they're what? You can't get them outside. You push them out the door and they go, oh my God, what is that? That's the sun, son. Drives me nuts. I make my kids put those cell phones up. Christmas, put them up, put them up. We're going to learn how to talk around here. Get rid of those things. Everybody's got a calling. Just got to be still. For you young people out there, there's always hope. Always hope. Don't ever give up on. You're never too young to understand things can be better. Things can get better. You got to believe they're going to get better. You don't have to necessarily even hope they're going to get better. You got to say to yourself, it's going to get better. I got to say to myself, growing up, playing football, trying to accomplish something in my life in Louisiana, trying out for Linwood High School football team, didn't make it. Tried out for the Oak Terrace High School team, didn't make it. Finally got into high school. I didn't start my freshman year, my sophomore year, my senior year. Didn't play at all. Not one play. In my senior year, everybody graduated, and I was the only quarterback left. You never know when your time is coming. And after all of my upbringing, after all of my work, after telling my daddy I was going to be in the NFL, after throwing that football 1,000 billion times, after learning how to make it spiral, run to the right, run to the left, learning how to take a snap from a center, being Baptist, rooting, Catholics won't do that. That's why the shotgun came into effect today. Had to back them away. Here, right here. Snap it back here. Good, that's why I'm Catholic. All you girls out there, you ladies that you got a boyfriend this coming fall season, when football season started and you see those quarterbacks with those clean jerseys and those uniforms, back away from that center, turn to your boyfriend, bump him on the elbow and go, hey, you know that boy's Catholic, don't you? Yeah, he ain't going to get under there like a Baptist will. Baptist root. This is good stuff right here. You're not getting this anywhere else. I don't know who your speaker's going to be next year. Maybe Roethlisberger. I mean, ain't he going to retire? I thought he was going to retire. Now he's not going to retire. But they drafted this kid because they said he's going to retire. Now, be careful what you say with the spoken word. They drafted this kid out of Oklahoma State because you told them last year, you held them up. You held them for ransom. You're making 20 something million. 20 something million dollars. 20 makes me sick in my stomach. Here I made $300,000, got hit when men got hit like men. Body slam, slung around, hit. No penalties thrown. Tom Brady, I love him, but every time he gets hit, they hit me. Shame it, you can throw a flag on me. What? Hey, look, we're going to have a fun time in here, but let's just keep it in here. This gets outside these doors. I wasn't here, all right? Yeah. I wasn't here. Don't hit me. I make $25 million. Drew Brees, $30 million. 30. He's the little people. $30 million. 30 million. Mannings, Eli, Peyton. Peyton from right around here. Or you can guess all you want to. They ain't coming here to talk. Can I have an amen? Yeah. You think they coming here for $1,500? You've lost your mind. No. My wife and I, we got a long bus ride down to Florida tonight. Right, babe? We need gas money. I never made it. Finally, I got my break in college, and I played behind who? Phil Robertson. Y'all know who Phil Robertson was? I went to Woodlawn High School. My claim to fame in high school was not quarterbacking, but throwing a javelin. Throwing a javelin. I held the world record in javelin throwing. Now, you don't make money throwing a javelin. And I threw it, and then I put it up, and I hadn't touched it since when I left high school, and that was good and fine with me. But I got to college at Louisiana Tech. I wanted to go to Texas A&M. That was too hard a curriculum. Then I wanted to be an evangelist. Y'all probably see some of my evangelical style while I'm up here, right?
Father? Maybe he left. Can I have an amen right now, folks? Y'all got to kind of bring me on, because when a preacher's preaching, y'all out there got to bring it. You got to say, bring it on. Come on, keep it coming. Oh, yeah. Shut up. High school, throwing a javelin, signed with LSU, got pressured, flunked the ACT test. Now you know why I'm stupid. Went to Louisiana Tech, passed the SAT test. Tell you what I made, 1,046. Nothing great, good enough. I didn't care nothing about school. Young people, don't pay any attention to me. I'm not a good example. I wanted to be a farmer, all right? That wasn't my thing. I'm an ADD guy. You know what I'm talking about? I'm bouncing off walls. Back then, they just, he's a hyper boy. Hyper nothing. Nowadays, you go and get analyzed and put on pills and get zombie-like and you can't even move. He's a hyper boy. My wife will tell you, I can't write a lick. I try to write, I try to dictate, I can't. I just file it right here. So when they say I'm not very smart, they're just dead wrong. I graduated with a PE degree. Raise your hands in here tonight, Fort Wayne. How many of you got a PE degree? That's right. I feel pretty superior right now. You bunch of dumb people. Petroleum engineering is a tough curriculum. How you doing, dear? Oh, you're bringing me, what is that? Oh, water. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you. What's your name? Alex. How you doing, Alex? Thank you very much. Did I need water? Did I order water? I don't know what I did. I got rheumatoid arthritis. I'm not getting around too good. Where was I? PE. Graduated with a 3.97 GPA. Not bad. You go to engineering school, tech. How many of you how many of you better than that in here? Y'all got to be pretty smart up here, right? Anybody got a better than a 3.97? Man, I'm special. I am. Mine's cumulative. How about you? That's just funny. I don't know. Maybe y'all just slow too, but that's funny right there. I don't care what you say. Went to Louisiana Tech, sat behind Phil Robertson, the guy that owns the duck collars, Duck Dynasty. You see him on television? All right, that's the guy I was behind, that guy. That guy was better than me my freshman and sophomore year, not hardly. But he got the job. Finally, he got knocked out. God bless him. I got the job. He went to making duck collars. He's a multi-gazillionaire now, and I'm just a happy son of a gun. All right, it all worked out just fine. We back up in life, folks. And I could go on for hours. I got so much stuff. But we're going to do some Q&A. But I could go on for hours about how our calling comes. That is in the quiet crucible of your personal private suffering. That your noblest dreams are born and God's greatest gifts are given in compensation for what you've been through. If they've taped this tonight, you young people play that back. It applies to everyone in here, but especially you. Basically, it says this, that while you're going through the trials and tribulations of this life, don't ever give up. It's never that bad. It's not woe is me. Don't blame it on your mama. Don't blame it on your daddy or lack of. Don't blame it on your grandparents. You know why? You're special. God created you special. He put his eyes and hands on you. He breathed in your nostrils, and he made you a man or a woman. God gave you a life. He spread into you a soul, a spirit. And he is asking only of you to give your very best. Being happy in life is your very best. Happiness is not defined by being a Super Bowl champion quarterback, not defined by being wealthy. It's just simply defined what makes you happy. I had a young man talking yesterday, said he didn't want to go and be a geologist. Was a geologist? Is that what he wanted? He wanted to show horses. He wanted to be a horse trainer. I said, what makes you happy? Training horses. Then that's what you should do. Don't waste your life. Thank God I didn't give up. Thank God I didn't give up on my dream and my title. I had that title. I had the deed to my dream. Nobody can take that from me. Oh, was I great? Absolutely not. I needed people. I sat up here, I tell you, we get nothing in life that we don't say thank you to somebody else. It ain't going to happen any other way. And the quicker we can figure that out, the happier we're going to be. And if we're going to be a janitor, if we're going to be a doctor, if we're going to be a dentist, if we're going to be a mechanic, I don't care what it is. Oh, why not be the best? Who wants to be average? Not me, Jack. They called me everything in the world in Pittsburgh. I had to endure a lot. I hated that place. Hated it. Now I'm at quarterback number 12, Lado, Louisiana Tech, Terry Bradshaw. Boo! And I just thought to myself, can't wait to get out of here. Can't wait to leave this horrible, miserable city. That you can't improve this place good enough for me to make it look good. I'm gone, Jack. And when I'm out of here, you'll regret what all you said to me. And we won a Super Bowl, so they gave us a parade. And we had a parade, and everybody's cheering me and telling me how wonderful it was. And I said, hey, this is pretty cool. It's about 12 degrees in Pittsburgh. Went downtown, around the corner, and the guy goes, hey, Bradshaw, hey, boy, you better win the Super Bowl next year, boy. We'd run your butt out of town. Well, there you go. That's right. You won nothing in 43 years. And we finally won a world title, and you're on my case to win back to back. You idiot. But we did. Back to back. Chuck Noll came in the locker room and said, we're going to have a parade after the game. We're going to have a parade tomorrow in Pittsburgh. Who's in it? I raised my hand. I love parades. Got in that parade, and it's convertible. It's about 12 degrees again, sleeting outside. Got about 300-400 people lined the steps, the streets downtown Pittsburgh, around that corner, and there you are. Hey, Bradshaw! Hey, boy! You better win that sucker again next year, you southern hillbilly, you. We'll run your butt out of here, boy. Golly. Really? We took a couple of years off. People said we were washed up and over the hill. We won 2 more back to back. And it never changed. You know what? I don't blame those folks for what they said because they were thinking what I was thinking. Why not 3 in a row? Why not 4 in a row? Why not 5? I'm happy for Tom Brady. Do I wish it was me? Absolutely. Do I wish I had 25, 30 million a year guaranteed over the next 5 years? Guaranteed? Yes. We'd have a bigger farm and a better horse, right? You wouldn't have to make our clothes anymore, babe. But that's not the way it turns out. Turns out, behind Phil, all the winning and all of it, and you sit back at the end of the day and you say to yourself, oh, isn't this wonderful? Haven't I been blessed? Haven't you been blessed tonight by this awesome event? Haven't you? I didn't want to speak, quite honestly, because everything that happened up here said it all. It's said it all. These young people, these volunteers as I call them. 45 years, Mr. Wolf has been involved. And 45, I believe, is it 45? I mean, that's incredible. You know what? And not thinking of yourself, but thinking of others. That's unheard of because we live in a selfish society where we care about nobody but ourselves. And my wife and I came home from church Sunday, and I got pounded at church by the kids and by the old people, really. You remember 45 years ago, you came in my store and got some bubble gum and went next door and got some worms to go fishing. You remember that? No. You don't remember that? No, I don't. No, I don't. Bubblegum and worms? No, I don't remember bubblegum and. Yeah, you do. No, I'm in church. So I'm going to be cool, right? And then they get mad at me. And then another guy behind me pounds on my shoulder, turned around. I got a bad neck, so I'm turning around. He hit me. I just had 60 stitches taken out of my back. He hit me right on my stitches. Blood's dripping down my spine. And I turned around. Yeah. You remember when you came into my place and I gave you a haircut 39 years ago? No, I don't remember that. 39 years ago, no, haircut on Davis Street, I believe he said. No, I don't remember. I'm sorry, I don't remember. Yeah, you do. No, I don't remember. And about 5, 6, 7 more people. You remember when? I thought to myself, where's the door? I'm out of this church. We're gone. And finally, the preacher gets up to preach, and he says, ladies and gentlemen, just leave him alone. He's here to worship. Leave him alone. Very seldom have I ever thought about that. Leave him alone. Because tonight we don't want to leave him alone, do we? These kids are calling for our help. They're saying we need a mentor. They're saying, hey, can I come hang out with you? Can I learn from you? We don't want to leave them alone. We don't want to shut them out. That's not our job. That's not what God wants us to do. Oh, isn't it more fun to give and to receive? Absolutely. That's why, big brothers, big sisters, hats off to you from the Bradshaw family. We respect you. We admire you. We love your mission. We love everything about you. And we have been so honored to be here tonight. And we have had, seriously, since we got here, we've had nothing but a great time. And I think it's all because of you. God bless you. I'm going to sit down. No, I'm not sitting down. I'm going to do, Jim, are you coming up? Do you know how to interview anybody? Jim's coming up, and we're going to do a little interviewing. That's a funny way to end what could have been a speech, but what happened? Are we good? Are we good? Are you doing it? Oh, beautiful. You doing the interview? Okay, good. You're doing the interview? Yeah. Of course you are. All right, let's do it.
She gave me this one. You good? We good?
All right, here, let's step.
All right.
Come up here. We'll stand here. Come on. All right, you get over here by me. All right, let us have it.
Okay, can everybody hear?
That's a 1, 2, 3. Thank you, folks. Thanks for coming. We appreciate y'all being here tonight.
Okay.
All those are leaving right now.
Hold on, this is good stuff. Don't leave.
Yeah, don't leave.
Okay, Terry.
Yes.
Other than meeting me right now.
Exactly.
What is the one all-time greatest moment that's forever frozen in time for you?
2 pictures. 2, and they're professional. I could go personal because we all go personal. We'll all talk about your baby's born, and God knows there's nothing can touch that. Professionally, Super Bowl 9 against the Vikings when Mr. Rooney got his first Vince Lombardi trophy. And we had 4 reporters there to document it, 4. And then Super Bowl 14 when I literally walked up to the line of scrimmage and my mom and dad were over in the corner and I stood up trying to find them and the crowd was going crazy because the game was over. And I wanted to savor the moment. You never can savor the moment in a game. But this is time to, and I remember turning around and going around the Rose Bowl going, wow, this is pretty cool. And then we went up and scored on the next play and got Super Bowl 14 because I knew that was the end of our run. We all knew that was the end of our run. So 9 to the beginning, 14 at the end.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Bradshaw. It's a known fact that you don't like heights.
No, that's a fact, Jack.
So
I'm not big on heights.
my question is, how do you get past your biggest obstacles in life?
Well, you just got to drink.
A little bourbon, I believe, right?
all the mom and dads are out there going, oh my God, he didn't have to say that.
Okay, next question.
No, I'm going to
you're
answer
not?
it.
Okay.
I am pretty good about facing them. I don't like it. My wife likes to scare me. I'm real skittish. I've had 7 burglaries, and been shot at and been hit over the head with a Dr. Pepper bottle. And so I'm a little nervous, and at night especially. And I always worry about her, and so I bought her a protection dog when I'm traveling. But one night I'm going to bed, and I'm looking for her. I can't find her anywhere. And it's a big house in the middle of nowhere, I might add. And when you drive off the highway to our place, you hear dun 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 dun. I mean, really, really. We got a yard that anything you need is there. From hubcaps 50, 60 years ago, axles, tractors, you name it. I can't find my wife, and now I'm getting nervous. Where is she? I walk all throughout the house, and I'm still at the foot of the bed, and and the dog's right there. It's like she vanished. She pops the top open on a place you keep blankets at the foot of the bed. She's so little. She jumps out of that. I can't even begin to tell you what happened, but it wasn't good, all right? It was not good. Normally, though, I face it. I go to it. I don't like it, but I'll go to it. That's the only way to know to do it. I will not run from it. You know, is that a good answer? That's not a good answer. That's my answer. That's all I got.
We like it.
All right, what you got?
Okay, for the next question, who is the NFL player that you feared the most, and who's the one you liked the most?
Currently, the one I like the most, love Tom Brady. Love the kid. I love Peyton Manning. But I am a huge Brady fan, huge Drew Brees, big fan of his. The kid down in Atlanta just signed for $30 million a year, $100 million guaranteed. Matt Ryan, love him. The young quarterback in Philadelphia, Wentz, wonderful. I normally like really good people. They can be great on the field, but they got to be really good. And the people I've just mentioned to you are guys that I know that are really good people. Eli, good people, you know.
Who do you fear the most?
Who would I fear the most? I don't think I ever played with fear. I don't think you can play with fear. Respect for sure, but you never got in a huddle and go, oh, I'm worried about, Elvin Bethea from Houston. He was really good. You can't go, you can't perform. You call things to slow them down or get their attention. You just can't play with fear. I had a fear of losing, not a fear of players.
Okay, thanks.
Larry, are you kin to Larry the cable guy? Get her done.
I'm Larry, the vendor guy.
Vendor guy. Well, all right. Yeah. And some of them, yeah.
My question, I'm going to skip ahead. Football aside, Terry, you appeared in some awesome TV shows and movies over your career. A lot of comedies in the early 80s, like...
Playing football?
That was a good comedy.
Thank you, yeah.
Like Cannonball Run.
Right.
I can't see... I forget it.
Yep.
What was it like working with some icons of the 70s and 80s? Burt Reynolds,
yeah.
Don DeLuise,
Yep.
Dean and Sammy, Farrah Fawcett, James Bond, Roger Moore.
Yeah, all those guys. Trying to think. Jackie Gleason, Sammy Davis Jr., Jackie, Sammy, Dean Martin. I taught how to play Boo-Ray. And we used to play Boo-Ray on the set of Cannonball Run and Smoking and Bandit too. Had so much fun with the guy. Bert ended up being a really good friend. Mel Tillis, who stuttered really bad. And we did a horrible show for NBC called The Stalkers. And the preview came out, and I went up to my room in Birmingham, Alabama. I was down there for a concert, and I go up there to watch it, and it's horrible, absolutely horrible. It is not, it's beyond horrible. It's embarrassing. I don't even want to show my face, all right? The phone rings, and I hear this, and I say, it's Mel Tillis. Ernest Borgnine and his wife were in my room with me watching it. Matter of fact, he was the one who wanted to go watch the stupid thing. I didn't want to watch it. And so I hear this popping, and finally he gets it. He says, well, horse, it would no gone with the wind. And 2 weeks before he died, I called Mel, and he was working on a movie for me and him, which is with Mel. Night before he hosted Pop Goes Country, he jumped on my back at his farm in Tennessee, little skinny thing, and I took him and slammed him against the pool, ripped his eyes all the way across. He had 21 stitches, and we went on and did that show that night. His head was blown up like that. Bert was a buddy, Farrah Fawcett. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
Or is the new gang Henry Winkler and
Henry Winkler's, Tammy and I, and Lacey, Stacy, his wife, are best friends. Good, we're really close. Shatner, not so much so. We try to be. He's just a little bit better than we are, if you understand what I'm saying. And Foreman never talks, never says a word, don't know anything. Been with him now for 2 years, don't know anything about him. Don't know any more today than I did when we first started 2 years ago. Jeff dies, I'm his dad, he's my son. And it's a good bunch, it's a real good bunch.
Okay, have another football question.
Got it.
Your thoughts on Antonio Brown, one of my favorites as a diehard Steeler fan.
Yeah.
What do you think about?
I don't think about him.
For a minute. When
I find him to be a pain in the butt.
Okay.
I mean, he's making $16 million this year. You know, heck with him. I don't care anything about him. Y'all? Antonio Brown? Or the running back, he'll be wanting $20 million, you know. Yeah, Antonio Brown, he's some kind of good. Some kind of good, but I don't give him a thought. I don't give him a thought at all. I got better things to think about.
Well, I'll ask you one more. Is that okay?
Sure.
I heard you tell a story about when. Do you need a towel? Here.
No, I don't.
Sir, I got a towel.
No, I'm good.
That's
you
a
got
good towel, brother. So when you were actually getting ready to be drafted, that just made that so much more worthwhile. I've been carrying this since 1980,
I'm sorry,
dude.
Man.
You
I'm
have
sorry.
no idea.
You need to wash that thing. It stinks. I swear to you. That towel stinks.
Apologize.
That's all right. What you got, Larry?
So I heard you tell the story about how the Steelers ended up getting you.
Coin flip.
It came down to the Steelers and the Bears. And I know there's Bears fans out here. Yeah. So this is for you guys. Ha ha.
Yeah, well, it was a coin toss between Pittsburgh. They tied for the worst record. And so the NFL, the commissioner, Rozelle, called them in. They had a coin toss, and whoever won the coin toss got the right to the first pick in the draft, which ended up being Pittsburgh. And so, therefore, I went to Pittsburgh. But I didn't think I was going in the first round. I didn't think I was going in the second round. I thought maybe the third round. I went to a little school. I thought maybe the third round, maybe the fourth round. And New Orleans has spent all year at the campus with all their coaches. So back then, there was no ESPN. There was no game day. There was none of these guys that had it all figured out. And by the way, watch those guys when the draft is over and compare their picks and look at it. They hardly get any of them right. So I was going fishing. I was backing my boat out, my truck in Shreveport, and my dad came running out of the house. He said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to Toledo Bend. A white bass are schooled up." And he says, "No, this is draft day." I didn't care anything about draft day. You know, I'm going fishing. I'd rather fish. I'm going to get drafted, or it didn't matter to me one way or the other. And so my dad made me put my boat up. I was madder than you know what. And then I got drafted by Pittsburgh in the first round, and I went, "You got to be kidding me. Pittsburgh? That don't even sound good. Pittsburgh." I went, "Lord help me." So that's where I ended up.
But we got you because of the coin toss, right?
Exactly. The coin toss is the reason that I went there. I actually got a call that morning, my dad did, from George Hallis saying they had worked out a trade with Pittsburgh and I'd be the first pick of the Bears. So my dad, when I got up and was he fixed breakfast, and I got my clothes on to go fishing. My dad was talking about, my dad was as confused as they obviously seemed to be. Pittsburgh, Chicago, and I'm still going, Dad, come on. Let's be real here, you know. I'm not going to first pick and first round or second round, you know. I'm going third or fourth round, which is where I should have gone. I didn't, you know. Matter of fact, my wife showed me my Wonderlic score today. I don't remember taking the Wonderlic score. You know what I made on the Wonderlic score? What? 16. That's horrible. I mean, you ever seen that thing? Put a little block over here or 2 blocks over there, or you know, add up Basilac word, and I'm like, gee, that really confusing. I thought Peyton Manning made 48.
I think I got 19.
You got 19. You were the Wonderlic. What round did you get drafted in?
I didn't.
That's funny right there. Now no, that's what Larry the Cable Guy would say. That's funny right there. You know. All right, let's go.
We're good.
That's it.
Other than if you want to.
All right, then we go. Let's just all sing this song as we walk off. You ready? Come here, Jim. Come here. As y'all know, I love to sing. Have been singing my whole life. I'm a gospel guy, but this is a song as a little boy I used to hear, and I thought it was just the greatest thing. And I taught this to Howie Long, and Howie's horrible, absolutely horrible. Come on in, Larry. Come on in a little bit. You ready? Let's do it in key of C. You ready? Happy trails to you until we meet again. Take it, Jim.
Happy trail. Hey,
Trails. Sing, Jim. Sing.
can I have an amen out there?
Do you keep smiling until then? Who cares about the weather? God bless you, folks. Thanks for having us here.